Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit more about the acquisition kind of war going on between the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, where we actually do have official statements in regards to Jim Ryan, the good old PlayStation 5 CEO himself, that is basically saying this is not the end of all these acquisitions going on. And of course, I want to kind of give you guys more of a, additional information on that, because we have had official statements discussing on how much money they want to go and invest, how much money they want to go and dive on into for pure acquisitions, because actually Sony themselves does actually have leftover money. And on top of that too as well, we'll also probably be expecting a lot more Xbox acquisitions throughout these next few years, obviously as well. So let's go talk about a bunch of little random things, some cool statements, a little bit more of a deeper dive too as well when it comes to this statement. And overall, it's been kind of cool seeing such a huge massive month, because both with Activision and Bungie being bought out throughout these past few weeks, it kind of goes to show that money is no limit when it comes to all these really big, well, businesses. So a lot of stuff to go talk about for this one. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Keep on checking on those brand new Samsung SSDs down below and the good brand new phones as well. For easy gift cards too. You have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below if you guys want to follow. Sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100, get a bunch of free stock and free money. Same with that Coinbase too as well. I just want to say I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. And of course, if you guys did not or want to just go and reiterate your own opinions on this too as well, feel free to, because there's also really big rumors in regards to such as Rockstar and other various things tied on in. So let's go and dive on into it. So first and foremost, really quick recap, I'm sure you guys know, but when it comes to Sony itself, Sony officially as of today announced up the public buying of Bungie itself, which if you guys don't know, Bungie is the original creator of Xbox. I keep on saying that, original creator of Xbox famous game Halo, although as of right now, they do not own the IP. The IP still belongs to Microsoft, but as of now, currently they do have Destiny 1 and 2, and as well as also a bunch of other IPs, all underneath their actual branch they've been working on. So that's going to be the really big news. We touched on that. We covered the story. If you guys want to creep on the video earlier on today, you guys totally can. But for now, we actually have some nice official statements in regards to Jim Ryan, which, as you guys know, is more of the CEO. So I want to go touch on this for all the future acquisitions. So for this, we actually have an article over here from IGN India, basically saying more PlayStation 5 acquisitions are on the way, Jim Ryan says. We're also looking at the Bungie deal is also in the works for literally for months. Now, I'd probably go and say that's kind of an obvious given, and of course, as well, this article is also from the future. But when it comes to this, it's kind of intriguing to know, because, I mean, every business deal, you have to go discuss the terms, you have to discuss the contract, you have to make sure both sides are happy, you have to discuss the amount of money, you have to look at like long-term investments, and it usually does take a lot of time for seal of approval from boards, from CEOs, and all that type of stuff when it comes to either selling or moving a game. So obviously it's been in the works for a while, but that's why we're always intrigued. Because if you guys remember, maybe many months back, we had an official statement regarding Sony and PlayStation that they literally wanted to go and strategically invest a lot of their money that they've been sitting around into more acquisitions when it comes to various game businesses. So it comes to game studios, and other than that, we've seen a few other, like these past few months with Blue Studio, Blue Point. We've also had a few other various other places too as well, and I'm sure you guys have seen just a lot of the official statements. So this actually leads into the fact that they're probably going to be expecting even more, because as of right now, there's still a few $1 billion left over for huge acquisitions and future strategic investments when it comes to consoles in general. So this also regarding Microsoft, although the $70 billion is quite huge compared to the $3.6 billion. We've been hearing various news is between 3.6 to 3.8. We've seen some 3.7s, we've heard 3.6s. So you guys know it's around, let's say, like very under the $4 billion mark price point. So as you guys can probably tell from that, that does mean that there's a really big budget when it comes to future acquisitions. So let's go and talk about all that too in general. So as a PlayStation boss, Jim Ryan says, we should expect more studio acquisitions in the near future. In wake of today's news that Sony's buying Destiny developer Bungie for $3.6 billion, GameIndustry.biz Christopher Dring actually tweeted that Ryan himself, Jim Ryan himself, said we should be expecting more when it comes to future acquisitions, from tweets earlier on today stating, the deal's in the works, this is in regards to the Bungie acquisition, for 5 to 6 months. It's not a reaction to the Take-Two, Zyga, or Microsoft/Activision deals, which would make a lot of sense too, because we've kind of been trying our best to see, like, at the long term, what's going to happen next. Like right now, we're still anticipating up a lot of various other places, such as Capcom, Konami, Square Enix, and a bunch of other various like mid-tier places such as Ubisoft, which while they are pretty big publishers and developers, they could easily be bought on out, even EA as well. Now, it might be slightly more expensive than Bungie, but sometimes it might be worthwhile just for the exclusivity. I keep on leaning towards I could totally see Square Enix going and being a proper pickup, because they just have a really close connection with PlayStation anyway, or as well. So basically for this, Jim Ryan also told him himself too as well, we should expect more. Which whenever we have the CEO head honcho himself kind of going and mention all this stuff in general, that's when you know that stuff's starting to get pretty heated when it comes to more further PlayStation acquisitions. And this is right off the nice little hype news of the Bungie itself, which would make a lot of sense. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to go and make your whole game and game console more sellable and more like marketable, you want good classic games and exclusives to be able to be played. So it's been an acquisition frenzy so far in 2020, which has been so true, especially with all the Microsoft news. In the last few weeks, Take-Two acquired Zynga for $12.7 billion. So the right there must be up. It's basically around $13 billion, around 4 times as much as the Bungie acquisition, which would make sense to you as well, because Take-Two just wants to make money. And then Microsoft also did that with their $69 billion acquisition of Activision, which I'm sure you guys have heard me mention a bajillion times in the channel. While Sony's timing may indicate that Bungie acquisition was more of a response move earlier this month, during says this deal's in the works for long before that, for the past 5 or 6 months, so it's not a direct response to the Activision deal. Which kind of makes sense too. I think a lot of people just like to use that terminology, myself included, because it is kind of like the next step. So it's kind of like, well, we just bought a baseball team. Well, we just bought a football team. It's kind of like you're always trying to go one up and one step each other, even if it may not be like intentional. And just kind of how the news kind of comes out, sometimes it does lie into that. So there's also official statement stating the motivation behind Sony's acquisition of Bungie is to help boost their own abilities to make live service, multi-platform games. Equally, Sony unlocks the potential to Bungie to strengthen its technical capabilities. And this is a big thing I want to touch on for a second, the prospect of taking its games to movies and TV. Now, as you guys know, we've actually been seeing a lot more of the Sony IPs, The Last of Us, Uncharted, etc., trying their best to go make it more on the mainstream when it comes to television and movies, etc. So for this is actually a really intriguing point, and I actually would like to hear your thoughts and comments down below, because would you guys ever actually want to watch or see a Destiny TV show or movie? Which actually kind of funny enough is right after the fact of the Halo TV show that we actually reacted to on the channel yesterday, where they actually have a TV show that's in the works and should be coming up in March. So it's kind of intriguing to go and see, because Destiny does have a lot of lore and some very, very loyal fan bases. So I can maybe see that being an overall good, well, TV show, good movie, good TV show, good miniseries, HBO series, whatever you just want to go push for it as well. So very intriguing to kind of go see the official notes, where it's like around a 5 to 6 month long to actually have the acquisition happen, and the fact that it even happened in the first place is very intriguing. If you guys missed the video earlier on today, it is actually open to everyone. So if you have an Xbox, you guys should be still fine to be able to go utilize your Destiny gameplay. Same thing too as well, PC. He also did mention this could also lead to more of the Bungie taking its properties like Destiny to television and movies, as we just touched on too as well. And we've been seeing Sony do this a lot, as I mentioned, with an upcoming Uncharted movie, Last of Us TV series, Ghost of Tsushima movie, and more. It's possible we could see Destiny make that move as well, which in all honesty, people usually like to go promote out the story and lore, as I mentioned, so it kind of make a lot of sense. Sony's also busy with studio acquisitions throughout 2021, so it makes sense that the Bungie deal doesn't mark the end of the road. Last year alone, Sony actually acquired 5 studios with the Returnal Development House Marquee, Bluepoint Games, Firesprite, Nixies, and a Valkyrie 2 as well. So it's very nice to go and see, because we did have an official statement that Bungie will be a little bit more on the open-ended, where they're able to go like kind of keep on kind of doing as they do as an independent developer, and as well keep on working on the way they want to. But as we mentioned, the Jim Ryan kind of promoting out that they are going to be buying more, they're going to be investing more money, and overall the fact that we have like 5 or 6 really, really big name places, as I mentioned, like we have like a Capcom, we have a maybe like Ubisoft, EA, Square Enix, and Konami, and there's like quite a few other little various like pretty well-known and reputable games that have very nice IPs, as well as also a good gaming division that are within the price point of like that $5 to $20 billion mark that we could both see both Microsoft or PlayStation being in works for and trying to go and actually pick up and buy. And now this kind of been kind of a weird thing, because it can kind of go either way, where some folks are enjoying the fact that, well, it's just, good. Like, it's good that we're seeing more like development and these big game companies getting more money, more funding, and exclusivities. But on the reverse, a lot of folks are kind of saying, hey, it kind of seems like it's just basically just 2 big companies buying up pretty much everything at this point. What's going to be left in the future? So if you guys want to give your thoughts or comments down below, I think it's overall kind of exciting news, because I love seeing this acquisition talk and the business side of the gaming industry, but I could definitely kind of see people kind of be a little bit more apprehensive, especially for the future of the games they like and everything else. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the PS5 giveaway. Give all your thoughts and comments down below, and leave a like if you guys enjoyed it. We do have the Samsung SSDs and Samsung phones down below too as well, with the Twitter and Twitch room down below. Same with the Amazon links we'll still be patiently waiting for and watching for. And of course, we have the Twitter Twitter and Twitch down below if you guys want to follow up on either or. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100, get a bunch of free stack and free money, and same too as well. Just go guess and see which place will be bought out by the next people as of next down in the comment section down below. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more videos, and thank you guys all so much for watching.